NC Pork. Good for the plate, great for the state.
Our next guest went from walk-on to team captain during his playing days for the Clemson Tigers. And as an assistant coach at Clemson, he won the Broyles Award as the nation's top assistant and was part of 2 national championships with Dabo Swinney's crew. He is now, of course, the 4th-year head coach of the Virginia Cavaliers. Tony Elliott, welcome to the North Carolina Sports Network. Coach, how are you?
I'm great. Appreciate you having me.
It's great to have you. A little bit off the beaten trail. I'm not sure you've been asked about this today. But the folks in our state, especially UNC fans, will never forget your gesture when Tylee Kraft of the Tar Heels passed away. And in the midst of trying to win football games and trying to beat the heck out of your opponent and doing the other things in your job description, you actually had your own players write handwritten notes to members of the Carolina team. Give me a sense of your childhood or your upbringing or your mentors. Where does that come from? Because you know you're paid to win football games, but you thought it was important to include that in part of your players' experience.
Because we had been where they are as a program. You know, in November of 2022, we went through something that, man, it's really hard to put context around. And we received a lot of support from the college football community, so it was only right. And it's the right thing to do. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, wins, losses, stats, none of that's going to matter. But what's going to matter is the impact. And I think about the impact that young man has left, you know, on his teammates and on that program.
One of our favorite folks in UVA history, close friend of the David Glenn show, was Tony Bennett.
Okay.
So I just have to ask you, what was your relationship like with him when you guys were leading the 2 highest profile programs, and what update can you give us on his place in your world now that he's on another chapter?
So that's Big T.
Yeah.
So he's Big T. I'm little. I'm Little T. And he was very, very welcoming, very gracious to me from day one. We spent time together on the recruiting trail. I mean, not recruiting trail, but the fundraising trail. Man, salt of the earth, unbelievable human being, unbelievable coach. Stands for all the right things, and so you just have to tip your hat that he had the humility and the courage to walk away because he felt like it was the right thing to do. So I know he's still in the area, see him from time to time, but I'm grateful that he's spending time with the wife and his family.
Yet another change in your world. Just last month, President Jim Ryan, who was in place when you were hired to be UVA's football coach, he resigns under some weird circumstances. I don't need to get you into that, but what can you say about your relationship with him as at least one of the reasons that you signed up to come to Charlottesville in the first place?
No question. One of the big things I was looking for in my transition from Clemson to whatever institution I chose was alignment, and that was the alignment between the president, the AD, and the head football coach, and we had it there. And so I'm going to miss President Ryan. I don't really know all of the details around all of that. I just know that, man, he's salt of the earth. He's one of the best human beings I've been around. And again, another person that man, I got to respect the fact that he made a decision based off of what he believed in. And at the end of the day, there is no judgment in that. All you can do is respect the person for standing up for what they believe in.
This past December, at the end of your 3rd season with the Cavaliers, we read that there was, quote, a transformational gift to UVA football. It was described as the largest single cash gift, non-capital they call it, in the history of UVA football, and it was multiple millions of dollars, although I don't think they specified it. And oh, by the way, it was anonymous. I'm dying to know, of course you can't say the name. Do you know, is the head football
anonymous.
You don't even know who
still anonymous.
You don't know who it is. Because sometimes people like you would know, and we're not allowed to know. That's interesting. You don't even know who it was.
That's right.
Okay, more broadly, how do you describe, I mean, we're in more of a money world than ever, man, with revenue sharing and name, image, likeness and increasing budgets. How do you describe the impact of a multi-million-dollar gift that obviously you hope to benefit from at some point?
That's right. So 32 new guys on our roster that many of those we otherwise would not have been able to get to the table to have a conversation with those individuals. So that's all that needs to be said. And we got guys coming from programs that competed in national championship games and guys that got championship experience.
You're signed through the 2027 season, but you're a big boy. You know how this business works. In year 4, you need to get to a bowl, maybe, right? How do you communicate to the fan base? How do you even communicate to your own players about what are realistic goals, and where does making a bowl in year 4 fit in your broader view of your future at UVA?
I mean, year 1, the expectation was to get to the postseason because that's all that I know. But things happen for a reason. In terms of the fan base, I would say that we got a great roster, the best roster that we had, and now what we need is a packed stadium so these guys can go out and perform at the highest level. We have 7 home games. 4 of the first 5 are at home, so we got a great opportunity to get off to a great start, and we need the support of the fan base to show up and support these guys because they've been working extremely hard. In terms of me, like I don't focus on that type of stuff. I just focus on what we need to do daily to get better, and I think if you've looked at the progression of the program, man, we're trending and tracking in the right direction amidst some of the challenges that we've had.
As a guy who's been in a position of power at UVA for 3+ years now, what kind of things in terms of advice do you give a guy like Ryan Odom, brand new in men's basketball, or a Chris Pollard, a guy we know well from his time at Duke, your new baseball head coach? I mean, those are 2 very proud programs as well. You know the culture better than they could from afar.
Yeah, I just tell them to be who they are. Trust their plan. Also, lean on the support as you figure out the environment and learn kind of the way things are done at UVA, so you can best either implement or adapt the plan that you have. But the reason that they're in that seat is because of who they are and what they know and what they've been able to do. Just be yourself and trust the support of the administration because it leads you in the right direction.
You threw a crazy stat out earlier today, and correct me if I get it slightly wrong. We have 100+ FBS football programs, and I believe you said there are 6 where the entire the full-time coaches are all back at UVA. A, how did you make that magic wand happen? And B, what do you believe would be the most positive repercussions of having all of those men in those same positions?
So, work every single day to try and create an environment where people feel like they're valued, they feel like they're being invested in, and they enjoy coming to work. So we've been working on that every single day. And I think the value is that with 54 new faces, right, you're not having to teach coaches to teach players. You have continuity, you have a staff that knows what the expectation is. They also know what the challenges are. So they can anticipate some of the things that are coming down the pipeline. So continuity is big, and at the end of the day, I'm not standing before you if it weren't for continuity of the program that I came from. That staff was together for the better part of 9 to 11 years, and it produced dividends. So for us, man, I needed those individuals to be loyal and to trust. In order for us to have a great team in the locker room, we first have to be a team as a staff.
Last thing for you, I've been around long enough to know that winning in football at Clemson is a challenge, but it is a very different challenge than trying to win consistently in football at UVA. What are the most important things you took from Coach Dabo Swinney and your extended time with him? What's your nature of your relationship with him nowadays?
Yeah, great relationship. We still talk pretty frequently. Biggest thing I learned is you got to have a plan. You got to trust your plan. You got to block out the distractions. You got to surround yourself with good people, and then you either got to recruit your problems or you got to recruit your solutions.
Tony Elliott of UVA, thanks for the time on the North Carolina Sports Network.
I appreciate you.